In 1973, a young couple named Jack and Janet Smurl moved into a quiet duplex on Chase Street in West Pittston, Pennsylvania. They had no idea that something was already waiting for them inside the walls. What began as minor disturbances, strange odors, flickering lights, the occasional unexplained sound, would slowly evolve into one of the most violent and disturbing hauntings ever recorded in American history. At first, the Smurls tried to ignore it. Appliances switched on by themselves, walls trembled and shook for no reason. Foul, rotting smells drifted through the rooms and then vanished without a trace. But the activity didn't stay subtle for long. The family began seeing dark, shadowy figures standing in the corners of rooms. Black, human-shaped forms that appeared at the foot of their beds and watched them while they slept. Janet described waking in the night to find one of these figures looming directly over her face. Then the violence started. Their young daughter Dawn was hurled from her bed by an unseen force. The family dog was picked up and thrown against a wall. Scratches appeared on the skin of family members, deep, deliberate marks left by something no one could see. And then came the attacks that no one wanted to talk about. Jack Smurl claimed that the entity physically assaulted him. Not once, multiple times, an invisible presence that held him down and violated him in ways that left him shaken to his core. This was no longer a haunting. This was something predatory, something that fed on fear and suffering. The family was desperate. They called in a priest to bless the house, hoping that faith could drive out whatever had taken root in their home. The priest arrived. He performed the ritual. And then he left, visibly shaken, telling the family that something was indeed inside those walls. But the blessing didn't work. If anything, the activity grew worse. That's when the Smurls made a decision that would change everything. They contacted Ed and Lorraine Warren, America's most famous demonologists, the same investigators who had worked the Amityville case, the same couple who had faced darkness in homes across the country. The Warrens arrived at the Smurl House and immediately knew this was different. Lorraine Warren would later say that this was one of the most active demonic cases she had ever encountered. Ed Warren classified the entity not as a ghost, not as the spirit of a dead person, but as something far worse, a non-human spirit, a demon. The Warrens conducted multiple visits. They recorded audio that they claimed captured the deep, guttural growling of the entity. They observed the activity firsthand, and they confirmed what the Smurl family already knew. This thing was not going to leave willingly. The case exploded into the national spotlight. The Smurls gave interviews to newspapers. They appeared on television. Their story was published in a book called The Haunted, and later adapted into a made-for-TV movie. But not everyone believed them. Skeptics questioned every detail. They pointed to the media attention. They questioned the Warrens' methods. They wondered whether a family living in a modest duplex in small-town Pennsylvania could really be under siege by a demonic force. The Smurls never wavered. They maintained until the end that what happened inside that house was real, that the scratches were real, that the attacks were real, that the thing standing over their beds in the dead of night was real. Today, the Smurl House still stands at 328 Chase Street in West Pittston. It is a private residence. The current owners have no connection to the haunting and have asked to be left in peace. No major paranormal team has been allowed inside since the story faded from the headlines. But the question remains, what was inside that house? What drove a family to the edge of madness? And is it still there, waiting behind the walls of that quiet duplex on Chase Street? Some doors, once opened, can never truly be closed. Follow Hauntpedia for more of America's most haunted locations. Link in the description.
Observations logged.
In nomine Patris.
There's no evidence. Skeptical analysis. Accounts circulated in the press.